follow, like, subscribe, and I am gonna make dinner. Make dinner with me. For tonight's dinner, what I will be making is a Parmesan cheese pasta with carrots, peas. I'm gonna do some sardines with. I don't have any capers, so I'm gonna use olives and a little bit of lemon juice and onion. So, all right, let's do this. So my friend chooses to believe that the water out of the system is polluted. However, I know that I personally prayed over the streams and the rivers that feed the aquifer here that, supply the water here in Payson. So he can hold his belief. I'm going to hold my belief that this water will be just fine. So I'm going to take a cup and a third of water. I'm going to pour it in my pan. Some butter out. I'm going to be putting in 2 tablespoons of butter. And I've got to use my milk cup. I accidentally left it out last night. Two-thirds of a cup of water, of milk, sorry. Just like. So I'm going to bring that to a boil. When that's getting ready to boil, I am going to put a little bit of butter in my pan. I'm going to go ahead and drain and rinse my sardines. My sardines right in my pan. I'm going to save a little bit of the brine just in case I want to add that back in. I'm going to add about probably 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to take my dehydrated carrots that I'm adding in to my pasta. I will wait to put my canned peas in because the peas are very soft. to start off with, and I don't want them to fall apart. I want them to stay nice and firm. So here we go. Let's do this so you can see what's going on. Use, let's say, a handful of dried carrots. Again, let me move it this way. Handful of dried carrots in my pan. Right now that that's boiling, I don't want to leave it boiling too long without adding my pasta in so that the milk does not separate. Milk cooked at high temperatures does have a potential to separate. So once it comes to a boil and I add back in my pasta, I'm going to go ahead and reduce my temperature once that is returned to a boil. I'm going to add in my um, my cheese. This is my Parmesan cheese and whatever else you choose to believe that's in there. If I had some Parmesan cheese, you know, that was, the quality that, I purchased and, the dishes I've made, and then I would use that. But, I have an earned level of knowledge of what this should taste like. So, and just, at the end, I'll top it with some grated Parmesan. Kraft makes some great grated Parmesan. However, any grated Parmesan will do. Because it's World of Warcraft. Craft it up, ladies. Get on par with those boys trying to make war. We don't make war, we craft. Craft crap in my mind. I craft together timelines. Added my garlic. I'm running low. I have about a tablespoon in there so far. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic juice. It's just the water from the garlic. I like to get my garlic, the garlic that comes in water, and a little bit of citric acid, which is just lemon juice for preservatives. Probably why that garlic goes so well with lemon. Anything lemon, I'd like to add it to. So this cooks for about 10 minutes. I'll know when it's ready. My height up here in the mountains stuff just doesn't cook quite the same. So I cook it until it's out of water. My pasta's tender. This does thicken as it sits. Just be prepared. So once that pasta's done, you do want to take it off of the burner. Right. And I'm not talking like about a burner phone. Like who's had one of those? Like the extra phone you just throw away. You guys thought you were throwing it away. It belongs to the self and the highest self. Plain as one, children. So, like I said, I wish I had some capers. I don't have capers. A great alternative to a caper is an olive. Green olives would be more similar in flavor to a caper. But if you don't like or haven't had green olives, a better place to start with is a black olive, where it's kind of more of like a more milder. And so you can learn to like them before you get the full flavor of the actual green ones. It's green, baby. If God was red, I mean, we're making Christmas colors. I'm going for green everything. Like green, like you're brand new. Like, dang, dude. Quit acting brand new. So I got my sardines in my pan. Thank you for the fish that gave their life. The original fish that, offered its soul and consciousness to protect, the experience for us to have them. before it ascended into another form. Thank you. I honor you. You don't have to. If some of you are worried, I mean, just to let you know, the sardines do have the bones in them, right? But they're so soft. They're meant for eating. Thank you, sardine. And thank you for your bone. Thank you for your complete form. Like, and being willing to give me all of you. I am so grateful for your existence. I know that you are a plentiful resource, in the water. I think about my form when I was once whale or dolphin. And I just want to offer myself to you. And if you ever want hands and you ever want to come and try and like build an existence, it looked like something that might have been human. Like, if you want me, I'm here for you. You don't have to take me, but I love you. So when I was a kid, right, like there was a lot of things that like I wouldn't eat. Like one of the things I wouldn't eat was like sardines, but I didn't have the education like to understand and like truly connect to like a life that was like all of an animal that I was eating. Even like a quahog or something like that. Like I didn't eat the shell, right? Because I wasn't an animal that could eat the shell. But I'm certain like my friend, like the whale, has ate plenty of shells and stuff, so we could trade places. So usually I put onion and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the onion out of this. Let me get my peas ready to go. My pasta looks about done. I will go ahead and give it a taste. It's not quite done. I'm gonna add a little more milk. Add a little bit of milk. And all that's gonna do is just increase like the texture of like the creaminess. I wanted to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese anyways, which I could go ahead and get. I'm gonna sprinkle in a little bit of my granulated garlic on both. If you're looking for a measurement, that was probably approximately a half a teaspoon. So about a half a teaspoon in my pasta. I'm gonna go with my Kingsford lemon pepper, which is like a great Caribbean citrus with a kick. Does have a little bit of salt in it. And just to give you guys an idea what I'm looking at here, look at and my pasta. Go ahead and get my peas out just because me and Jenny goes together like peas and carrots. Ask Tom Hanks. I'm on an island by myself, wishing I had company. Come find me, kids. All right, it's done. I have an electric can opener. If you don't have an electric can opener, or you have a can opener, hold on, pause like that. Right, so I did go ahead and strain those peas off. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in my pan right here with my just so that they get warm real quick. I'll be right back. And just so you guys understand, like what an education of life looks like, if you thought you were going to watch from somewhere else and you're trying to eat this, like you don't know what the difference between a freaking pea and an olive is. You better pray that whoever it is you're following, sorry, you better pray that whoever it is you're following has, the knowledge to help you learn those sort of things. Sorry, I'm kind of awkward here for a second. If you see me awkward on your TV, God has to hold me so I lose information. And they're just trying to grab me from all directions, put me the right direction down. And I told you guys, my freaking father brought me back to where he was from. So if my names don't line up, and you think that I don't line up with where you think I'm from, I'm not from here. I'm from where my dad came from. My dad brought me home. Y'all fools still trying to figure out how I know all the names I know. Like I'm talking to something that ain't there and I didn't go home with them. My daddy brought me right back where his family was from. His sister that was abusive of me as a baby, man. She in trouble for that crap. All right. So, like I was saying, if you guys don't understand that you would potentially be eating, right? Like an olive or a pea, and you don't know which is which, it takes an education to learn those things. And I hope that whoever it is teaching you about food, like I want to show you how two different these two things are, but one is a bigger version than the other. Tiny version, bigger version, not the same thing, tastes completely different. That's sweet. That's tangy. So, anyways, my father gave me the gift of a brain, to have the experiences that I had in case they kept me here for a long time because of who I am. So you don't understand certain things like that, and you don't have a base level knowledge where you got that information, you looking at the daughter of freaking God, dude. My name's Jennifer Marie Godden. My father's Eve's father. His name was Steve, or Street Even, for the son you already got. And the daughter that came back after, because she said, Daddy, if they get me first, they won't want him. And I ain't going nowhere without my father. You ain't making me go nowhere without my daddy. So I let the boys go first, but you don't forget it. You be grateful you got a boy. Because me and my daddy, we've been playing together forever. And we ain't never chose no other race to come home with us. Please follow, share, like, subscribe for more content. I'm going to go eat this dinner with my father, who's sitting in heaven watching his baby get it. You go get it. You go tell him, baby.